Hi guys, welcome back to Father and Son Investing. Today we're going to talk about some dividend paying stocks that are really dirt cheap right now, and thus their dividends are way up. I'm going to give you a couple examples, and I'm going to show you how you can go about finding your own using a stock market MBA website that I really like. Just a disclaimer up front, I am not paying to use their website, nor am I being paid to advertise their website today. I'm just showing you this as a great example of how to use this tool. So what am I talking about here? I'm talking about getting dividends of up to 52%. That's right, one of the preferred stocks that I own are currently paying a dividend of 52%. We'll talk about how that is even possible. So stay tuned. All right, before we get to how to research these stocks, we just need to spend a couple of minutes talking about preferred stocks so that people understand what they are, because they are different than common stock. So what you need to know essentially is that a preferred stock is somewhere in between a bond and a common stock. Of course, when you own common stock, you own equity within the company versus a bondholder who is just giving up their money as a loan and expects to get a return of interest on that. When we look at the risks of common stock versus preferred stock versus bonds, we'll see that preferred stock falls in the medium range. Why is that? Well, the big thing here is the liquidation preference. So if the company goes bankrupt, the people who are going to get their money first are going to be the bondholders, and the people who get their money last, if at all, are going to be the common stockholders. The preferred stockholders fall in line in front of the common stockholders. There are way fewer preferred stockholders than common stockholders within a given company. Now, there are some disadvantages to having preferred stock, and the big one is that you are going to have limited upside. Why is that? That's because these stocks are generally issued for $25 per share. There are some that are issued for $100 or $1,000 or $10, but most of them are going to be $25 per share. And that is really kind of the upper limit of where that stock price is going to go. Occasionally, some will go higher than that for companies that are really good. Now, the nice thing about preferred stocks is their dividend. That's why I own some of these, is for the dividend. Those dividends come as a contractual amount. It will say 8.25%, and you might get paid every quarter or every month. Of course, that percentage is an annual percentage, not a monthly or quarterly percentage. Now, the big thing to know about these preferred shares, though, is that there are many different types. You see before you several types. What you want to be looking for is the cumulative preferred, even better, cumulative perpetual preferred shares. Cumulative means that the dividend is cumulative. If the company perchance falls on hard times and misses a dividend payment for a month or a quarter or half the year, those dividends are accumulating and must be paid out to you at some point. Now, if your preferred share does not say cumulative, just know that if the company misses its payment, it doesn't owe you anything. All right, hopefully that gives you some idea of what preferred shares are without going into great depth. There certainly is much more to know about preferred shares, but those are some of the highlights. If you have questions about preferred shares, feel free to leave those in the comments section, and I will try to answer them the best that I can. Now let's talk about how I go about looking for preferred shares that are on bargain sale prices. So I use this website, Stock Market MBA. They have a preferred stock screener here, and you can simply, if you want to look at all of the preferred shares, you can. But what I've done is I've changed it to cumulative only up here. I've asked for perpetual only, and of course we see a fixed rate only. Now, the nice thing about this website is that it is searchable by many different topics. So for instance, say you want to know the liquidation value. Of course, the liquidation value is what is your stock worth if the company decides that they want to redeem your preferred shares. So in this case, we can see that CETXP is worth $10. Its last end of day price was $1.79. Now, the other thing that this website will tell you is the coupon rate. Of course, that is the rate of essentially interest that you're going to be paid by this company for your preferred shares. So the original coupon rate for CETXP was 10%, but it's currently yielding 55.87%. Now, before you run out and buy a bunch of CETXP, you need to do some of your homework and look into this company. But I will tell you that one critical thing that you need to be looking for is whether the company is actually paying its dividend right now. There's an easy way to use this website to figure that out. If you go over here to the end column and click on Analyze, it will bring up the information about CETXP. The P there just means that it's a preferred share. Now, if you want to figure out if this company is still paying its dividend, just click here on dividends, and you'll see the last time it paid a dividend was in 2017. So this might not be the company that you want to be investing in if you want to be getting current dividend payments. Now, I mentioned one that was at 52%. Of course, that changes from time to time. The one of them that I own is called OnTrack P, and it currently is at 48.5%, so pretty close to 52%. Now, its original coupon value was $25, meaning the people who bought these original ones paid $25 for them. If you want to buy it now, you can get it for about $4.90. Now, its original coupon rate was 9.5%, which is actually a very good payment, a dividend payment for a preferred share. But based on its current price right now, it's 48.5%. What does that mean? It means if you buy this stock for $4.90, within just a little more than 2 years, you will have recouped your original investment. Now, again, it's important to click on this Analyze button. We'll just look at OnTrack P. You can see where its price was. And of course, this has been following the OnTrack share price, which is down to about $1 something now. But if we click on dividends, you will see that indeed they have been paying their dividend and they are current on it. Now, an interesting thing about this OnTrack P is that it is currently funded to the dividend out into August of this year. They pre-funded the dividend when they sold the shares. They took some of the money from those shares and set it aside for the dividend payments. So essentially, after August of this year, this dividend payment is not pre-funded, and we'll see how well OnTrack manages to keep up on their payments of this dividend for the perpetual preferred cumulative stock. Now I'm going to scroll down here just a little bit to another one of the preferred shares that I own. I like this one. I got it at a discount recently. It's called FAT BP. That's for Fat Brands. This is Fat Brands. You can see some of the companies that they own here. Again, the coupon rate for Fat Brands, $25. You're going to see that's pretty common. It's currently selling for $18.41. The original coupon was 8.25%, but right now if you buy it, you're getting 11.2% based on the price that you pay. Now, I picked up Fat BP back here in February when it took this big plunge. There was some negative news about the CEO of the company, and the stock price, both the common share price and the preferred share price, took a hit. So I picked mine up for around $13 a share. You can see that since then it has recovered back to about $18.50 per share. So not only am I getting a dividend here, but I've also already increased my investment by about 25%. Now again, it's really important to make sure that these companies are paying their dividends. So click on the dividend button there, and we can see that Fat Brands is paying out their preferred dividend. Now the nice thing about this one is that it comes every month. Now the other important thing that you need to figure out is when these shares are callable or redeemable. So these companies usually issue these shares planning on for about 5 years, but sometimes they're perpetual and they're designed to just go on indefinitely. In this case, Fat Brands says that beginning in July of 2025, they have the option to redeem these shares at $25 liquidation preference per share, meaning if they want to get rid of these preferred shares, they're going to pay every holder of the share $25. In my case, I paid about $13 per share, but in July of 2025, if they want to purchase it from me, they have to pay $25 per share. So those are some of the things that you're going to want to look for in preferred shares. One, make sure they're cumulative preferred shares. You want that money accumulating if they miss a payment. Two, nice to have perpetual, but many of them are not perpetual. Three, you want to look at when the redeemable or call date is so that you have some idea of when the company may be calling to purchase these back from you. And then one of the things that I really want to do is make sure that I'm not paying full price for these preferred shares if I don't have to. If you really want to get an idea of what the best current yields are, you can click on this current yield button here, and we will see that the best one is 72%. But again, you're going to want to go over here and look to see if they're actually currently paying out their dividend. Now, I like OnTrack P because they are actually currently paying, but there are multiple other preferred shares here that are currently paying their dividend, just not at this nice huge bonus compared to the coupon. So that's it for this. I've showed you how to find some really great bargains on preferred shares to really increase the amount of dividend yield that you're getting from these shares. Again, you want to make sure that these companies are really on sound footing and are currently paying their dividend. Now, if you find some preferred shares that you really like, please leave those in the comments section. Let's help each other find the shares that might be giving that extra yield. And keep in mind that preferred shares have some benefits, and remember that they also have some drawbacks. Please share this information with a young person in your life. This channel is all about helping young people learn to invest. Until next time, enjoy your investing.